Hi everybody, welcome to another update on the stock screener. Today we are going to look at the catalysts going forward for Pieridae Energy. So stock price has gone down 30%. The question is, should we sell or hold it? So natural gas has actually plunged a lot, 70% from the top. That's a huge decline due to the weather. Is this going to bounce or not? I don't know. It depends on supply and demand, the weather, and all of that. But there are some things that we can control. The weather we can't control, gas prices we can't control, but other things we can control. So this is the ICO price, very bad, $4, probably going lower into the next months in the summer. So let's see what the catalysts are. And then we can draw our conclusion. So there are 4 catalysts, according to me, that we need to know. First is the refinancing, then the hedging, drill results, and insider buying. So on the refinancing, we don't have any update yet, but I think that they can lower the interest rate from 20% maybe to 10%, I don't know, but that would cut the interest payments in half from 40 to 20. So that's the first catalyst that we need to look for. And that will give us, at current prices of ICO, oil and natural gas liquids, that will give us a fair value for the company. 40 million free cash flow per year. So it's not going bankrupt at these prices. It is still making money, so no problems. They can pay off the debt at the normal pace and do a refinancing. So no panic yet. First catalyst is a refinancing. First thing to look at. Second is the hedging, which is, I think, the most important part. So as you know, they already have hedges as of 10th November, around 5.4 ICO. That's this here, for 20% hedged. That's already very good. And at 4.8 ICO, 15% hedged for the coming quarters. Also very good. It's a very good price. But they can, of course, hedge more. That's only from November the 10th. So November the 10th, we had 5 ICO. And since then, the price has gone up to 6, 7, stayed at above 5, and again 6, 7 in December. So there's plenty of time that they could hedge more. So this is only 20% hedged and 15% hedged. They could hedge much more in November and December at very high ICO prices. So I expect that they would have hedged at $6 at least for Q1, and probably at 5 ICO for the rest of the year. 4.5 to 5 should be possible. I hope that management has done this, because now ICO prices are much lower at 4. For example, Obsidian Energy at 15 December, so that's here, was able to hedge at 6.2 ICO for the first quarter, and then to 4 ICO for the rest of the year. So I expect that Pieridae has hedged some more, and we will have an update on that. So I think, based on hedging, we should be able to get to 4.5 ICO for this year, average realized price. So using 4.5 with those good hedges and 20 interest payments, 20 million, we should go back to this target. That's about 80 million free cash flow per year. So this is not a sell yet. This is a hold, actually a buy, based on the hedging that is going to be achieved. Then we have 1 year time to see what natural gas is going to do. Maybe it will go back up due to LNG coming online next year, China reopening in the second half of this year, recession being over next year. So a lot of things can happen in 2024. So we get a year of repayment of debt at a good price, and then we will see how it goes in 2024. Next up is the drill results. So we know that they are drilling 3 locations, which will add 2,600 barrels per day in Q1 and Q2. So let's see where they stand on that. And for this, you can go to PetroNinja. So when you go here, you can choose Pieridae Energy. Apparently, they have 2 drill locations. The third one is not visible yet, not licensed, I think. Let's take a look at the Ostrakot one. Ostrakot, that's the first one, where they say they will have 5,400 MCF per day. So that's this location. We do not have any production data yet. The spot date was 24 October, so that's already 2 months. When do we get the results? Not sure, but we can click on the other one here. That was another well that they drilled somewhere in 2003. It was spudded at 27 October, the same date, and the rig was released 22nd of January. So I think in a month from now, we should see some new data when they release the rig, and then they go in production, probably in this quarter. So still waiting on those results. But of course, we can look at the production numbers from this historic well. And it started at 140,000 cubic meters per day. And then it went to 100,000 cubic meters per day. And you see that it is a low decline, very slow decline, because it's already producing from 2004 to now. So that's already almost 20 years in production. So very low decline rate. And you can calculate some numbers on this. And I have done this. Let's go to the numbers. So this well, theoretical, is 5,400 MCF per day, which is divided by 900 barrels per day. That's theoretical. Now the actual one is this here. So the actual is 4,900 MCF per day, which is derived from this number, the 140,000 cubic meters per day, which is the same as 5,000 MCF per day. And then this is going to 800 BOE per day. So it's about the same, a bit lower. And you can also look at the total cumulative production until now. You go to here, cumulative production is 160 million cubic meters. That's this number. So in cubic feet, it's times 35. And we have 18 years of production. So that gives us an average of 144 barrels per day over those 18 years, which is not bad. And it started at 800 barrels per day. So decline rate is about 16% because you start with the initial, and we do this times 1 minus the decline rate times the years. So higher decline than the 10% that they say, but okay, it's still a low decline rate. Then we have the second one is the mountain park. That's this one. They say that it should give 5,600 MCF per day. So let's look at that one. That's this. And as you can see here, there is no production data yet, and it has not been spudded yet. So that still needs to be started. Adjacent historic well is this one. Maybe we can get some production data from that. And here we start at 70 million cubic meters cumulative. So that's this. Actual initial production was 850 barrels per day coming from this here. And when we look at the chart, it's, by the way, I have never used Petro Ninjas. This is the first time. So if I do any mistakes, please tell me. So it started here, it declined very fast, and then decline rate is very normal, low decline, and is still producing at after 18 years. So that's very good, 17 years. A bit lower average barrel per day. Initially is almost the same. So yeah, I think these are good estimates theoretically. Then we have the last location. This is a third well, but we only have 2 wells, so we look at the location itself, and that is somewhere here, 36 44 18 W5, and here we have maybe this well to have an example. And this well was actually very good well, at 170, that's higher than the other ones. Very high initial production, and then it declines. Cumulative at 300 million. So 300 million, it's a very good well, this one. Lower decline rate, already 23 years in production, and average is higher than the other two. Actual initial production was 1,000, so that's very good. So this third well should be a better one. And in total, we have actual initial BOEs per day of 2,600, which is also the same that they say. And then it averages out over time at 500. Not bad. Currently, we have 38,000 production. Okay, we have currently 38,000 production, and it declines 8% per year. So if we can add 2,600 to that, then total production will stay flat for this year, and that will be the same as the guidance, 38,000. Okay, these are the wells, examples of those wells, because we don't have any data yet. So this is another catalyst that we should look for, drill results. Then yesterday we had a first insider buy by Douglas Ronald, not a lot, 22,000, but it's better than nothing. So management believes that this is undervalued. I think based on ICO pricing that should be averaging 4.5 this year due to hedging and due to refinancing, we should be a very profitable company for this year. And for next year, we will cross that bridge when we come to it and see what the ICO price and oil price is. Because let's say oil prices start to rise from the current $70 to 100. So at $100, this is going to go to 130. This will probably also rise to 50. And ICO, not sure what ICO is going to do, but on average, it stays at 4.5. So by 2024, the debt should be lower and interest payments could probably go even lower then. And this is a very profitable company. Free cash flow of 130 million per year for next year. If China reopens and the oil price goes back to 100. So still upside. I think there is upside, but we need to see oil go up. And that's the whole thesis. We think that oil is going to rise into the second half of this year. So I think there's still plenty of upside, and this is a good buying opportunity. So that was the update on the Pieridae Energy catalysts. And let's see what will happen. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.